My first election was in 1996, and I thought that I was real independent because I had this punch card and I could mark which one I wanted all by myself independently. I just had to have somebody read it to me, but they weren't going to see which person I actually voted for. However, I later got to thinking about it, and I'm like, well, who says that they're actually reading them in the order that I think that they actually are, or whatever? How can I verify what I have just voted for? What if they misread it? Fast forward a few years, and we had these electronic machines that would read the ballot to me. And so I thought, wow, this is great. And I arrive at my polling place and I'm very excited. And we sat there for well over an hour because the poll workers were unsure how to get the machine set up and running. They had to call the county clerk, and we had to wait for her to come. And so it was quite the ordeal. But I did eventually get to vote privately and independently for the first time. And I thought, well, this is the first time that they've really set these machines up, so they'll get better as things go along and that. However, it seems like most times when I vote, there is always something that goes wrong. So one is I arrived at the polling location and the poll worker said, oh, well, we've already sent the machine back. The only person who ever uses it has already voted. And so we sent the machine back to the clerk's office. And so I had two poll workers help me, and they were very professional, but it was, a little awkward telling two people that you didn't know how to vote and that kind of thing. And I mean, we were still in an open room where anybody else could hear how I voted. I have many times arrived and they hadn't set the machine up. However, when the ballot marking device is actually set up and working, it is an amazing experience. All I have to do is listen to the ballot and select the buttons for the person that I want to vote for. And once I have voted, it actually will read the ballot back to me so that I can verify that it marked the ballot as I wished for it to. It is extremely important that these ballot marking devices are available at every election. A lot of times, currently, they are only offered at federal elections, which causes a problem because then the poll workers aren't as familiar with the machines, and so it takes a little while for them to get things set up just right. And additionally, a local election is just as important of an election as a federal election is. So having those ballot marking devices available at all elections so that I can privately and independently cast my ballot is what we are truly after. Voting, after all, is a right. It does not require sight, and all citizens should have the right to cast a private and independent ballot.
Private voting is a right. It doesn't require sight. The National Federation of the Blind, NFBMO.org.